Hey guys, this is Christian here, and today we got the Lexus IS 350 F Sport 2021 edition. And jumping into some of the specs, MSRP is $42,950. It's got a V6, 311 horsepower, 280 torque, which gets it to 0 to 60 in 5.6 seconds. I know it's not the fastest. Again, it's also naturally aspirated, and I feel it's just like Lexus trying to stay away from turbos just to make their engines last longer. It goes back to Lexus like reliability, what they're known for. And that covers the specs for now. So jumping into the exterior, at least now, we got the nice like Iridium silver, which I'm really a big fan of. My personal car is actually kind of like a silver. I'm not gonna get into which car I actually have, but this is really nice. And going into the mirror cap here, as my cameraman showed, it's kind of like tricolor, though it's like what they do, like a dual color. So it's like the paint color of the car, which is the Iridium silver. And then up here, we also got like the glossy black and a little bit of chrome here, which is pretty nice. And jumping into the tire down here, we actually also have this F Sport emblem that we'll see all around the car. I'll try to mention them as we see them. And here we have the wheel, of course, which is 19-inch, the nice like dark metallic. So they're not completely black. They might look black in the camera, but they look really nice in my opinion. I really am a big fan of these, how they look and all that. And switching sides over here, so I want to show on this side, we actually have the headlights up here, and they're LED headlights. The way I think of them, they actually look like Nike logos in my opinion, same with like the previous model of this, and they're really nice. And then you also have some vents down here, which are part of like the bigger, with the F Sport package, or kind of the 350 F Sport. You get like these very big vents, and they are a little bit fake down here, which kind of unfortunate, but they're really nice. And I'll show without kind of these vents or the whole F Sport line how it looks like. And then we got the big grille here, which I'm a big fan of. Some people see it as like a big Black Widow grille. I feel like it adds a lot of like presence to the car. It's pretty nice. And this car compared to its predecessor is also 1 inch wider, you know, where it matters. And then you also have a couple sensors around the car for like parking and all that, which are, again, those sonar sensors. You got one here, and then you got another one over here as well. And that covers the front. And then you also have like really, the body's a lot more sculpted compared to like previous models. You can see one of the lines here, pretty nice. We'll see them all around the car as well. Kind of like shows off the paint a little better too, in my opinion. And then onto the side, we got the rocker panels, or at least in my opinion, what I would just consider the side skirts down here. Lexus and Toyota seem to be calling them rocker panels. And this is in black compared to the Corolla that we had previously. And just jumping back here, we got the shark fin up there as well. Oh, and just to mention, yeah, we also got a moon roof up here. Pretty nice. I kind of like these in a sense when you want to have them open. Maybe it's not too hot outside and maybe you want to vent the air a bit. And that's an $1,100 option. And jumping onto the side back here, or basically the back. The reason I call it the side is like, I like how Lexus does this with the IS. It's kind of where like, you can see the headlight. Usually they're just on the back side of the car, though it's already here on the rear, and they're like nice, like, it has like almost like a black look to it, but it's like, it has like red on it. And if you look at it from, I guess, like this angle here, you can see that's like black up here. It's still red on the rear, and then it's like black on the side as well. I really like how these came out. And then jumping onto the back here, we have a lot going on back here, which I'm a big fan of. It's like this nice like pattern to this. It's like the color of the car. You got like the black spoiler up here, the color of the car again. You got the tail light, singular tail light they have all along here, which is really nice. And then back to the color of the car, and then you have the diffuser down there, which again looks really cool. And now that we're back here, we have another F Sport emblem here, just a reminder of which car you have. And let me show you the key real quick. Let me pull that out. It's actually here in the leather pouch, in case you're wondering. It's a $25 option. You got a couple buttons there, and you simply just have to have the car unlocked, or you can just press it from here if you want to open up the trunk. Though I'm just going to unlock the car, and then I'm just going to open it from here, just in case you want to do that. Or you could also open it from the driver's side panel. And here we have the trunk. You got the carpet here, kind of nice to have. It's a little small, I will say. It's about 10.8 cubic feet inches. And there is also a spare. I'm gonna just show that real quick. So I lift up the carpet, lift up this thing up here, if I could open it. And you have the spare down there, just in case you need that. And then just closing this real quick, bring the carpet over. And we're here at the trunk, so that means we're here at the trunk challenge. So I kind of just want to show myself in the trunk, you know, just to show you guys how it looks like, in case maybe, I don't know why you got to store someone back here, but I want to just show that for you guys. And now I'm in the trunk of the car. It's a little smaller, like I mentioned, so it's not as like big. Like even the Corolla one was a little higher, so I had more space back here. And I'm back outside now. So just close the trunk for you guys, bring this down, You got your backup camera here. You got your long singular tail lamp back here as well. And I'm just gonna bring this down real quick, and it's closed. And something you notice with this car especially is it doesn't actually take much force to close the doors or even the trunk as well. And jumping onto the side here, I have the car unlocked already, so I want to just also show you the gas cap here, how to open that. So as long as the car is unlocked, just tap on it, open it, and that's it. And if the car were locked, of course, this would not open. And now we're here to the driver's side. So back to the driver's side as we have. I'm gonna open the car real quick, show you this real quick. And here we got the panel here. So some of the things I want to mention here, you got like your nice soft like leather here. You got your mirror controls here as you'd expect. You got your handle. And then you have a little bit of cubby space back here as well too. And then you also have one of your speakers here in the 12 speaker system. And final thing that we have over here is also just some of the controls for the seats. So being the F Sport line, it comes with 10-way adjustable seats as we have here. And then you got your lumbar support, and there's also, you can also adjust your headrest in 4 directions as well. And from here, let's just enter the car. Jumping onto the interior of the car, so we got one of the first things we have here is the F Sport steering wheel. It's wrapped in leather, really nice. And then you also have your F Sport badge down here. Jumping on to the next thing, you also have your paddle shifters here when you're in manual mode. And then you also have your dash up here. And next thing to jump into is you got your start stop button up here. And then you also have your touchscreen up here. In case you don't want to touch it, maybe you don't want to dirty it with your fingers, your grimy fingers, you can also just use a touchpad down here as well too. Going back up here, you got your 2 vents, and then you also have your analog watch up here as well. We also have tons of AC controls as we have here. And just to show that quickly, I just want to just turn it on. Hopefully the vent's low. Yeah. You can also just like, if you want to raise the temperature, you can just like click up here. Oh, let me bring that down just so it doesn't mess with the volume. And you can also just click it, or you can also just like swipe it, which is kind of cool. Not sure why you want to go to high right now, especially in LA heat. So I'm just going to keep it on low, but just to turn it off for now. And then it also shows your rear seat passengers if they have their seatbelt on, which is quite nice. And then kind of surprisingly, this car still has the CD player. So in case maybe you have a lit mixtape you want to play, or maybe one of your friends, you could play them here as well too. Here we got the Prindle as well here in the center. You see of course your Prindle, and then you also have your manual mode going again back to your paddle shifters. And we also have heated and ventilated seats. And I really want to mention the ventilated seats because it's really nice to have, especially here in the LA weather. So just getting into the seat where it's like cooling your bottom is really nice. And there is also like a heated steering wheel just in case you need that when it gets colder. So that's nice to have, especially for me. My hands get kind of cold, at least when it gets colder here in California. And a couple other things to mention here in the center. We have 3 driver's modes. So we have the Eco, we have Normal, and then we also have the Sport mode. And just to get into those, how to use them, to go into Eco, just turn it to the left. To go into Sport, just turn it right. And then to go into Normal, you just push it in. And then that leaves 3 final buttons. We have Snow mode, Traction Control Off mode, and then your Hold button. And a couple things left here. Oh, I just want to show my phone here. So again, this is the iPhone 12 with the cover on. And what I kind of dislike about these cups is just how small they are. Like when I put my phone here, like sure it kind of holds it, maybe for directions, but it doesn't go all the way down. Or if I do want to have it like completely put, it kind of has to like go in between here, or another way is just have it like this, which is kind of awkward, I guess, so it doesn't distract you. And that kind of gets us to our cup challenge, our Starbucks cup challenge. So getting some of the cups as we have here. I got the small one as we have. Just simply pop it in, fits nicely. Another one is our large one. So just pop it in here as well. And it kind of passes the test, so that's really nice. And just in case, sometimes they're like, the cup holders are really close to each other. So I bought 2 large ones just in case, and it fits nicely. And the final one, the custom water bottle as I have here. Just push this in here, and if it's just barely though, like it's actually very sturdy, but if my water bottle was any bigger, it wouldn't fit here, unfortunately. And final thing here, just move this out of the way. We also have a little bit of storage space here in the center, so I'll let my cameraman zoom in, and you can see it's a little decent. It's kind of small, but you could actually fit a decent amount of stuff in the middle here. You got 2 USB ports, you got your aux cable just in case you want to play your friend's music real quickly, and then you have a 12-volt port. And I think that finishes the center. Oh, one last thing actually, we also have a couple controls here for the moonroof. So up here, as you can see, of course you have your little dome lights as well, and your light. You also just like tap it, which is kind of cool if you saw that. So just tapping it like that. And you also have your SOS button, though of course only use this on emergencies, so don't play with that. And let's just jump into the trunk, or not the trunk, but the rear actually. Jumping onto the rear here. So I have this seat in my driver's side position. As you can see, my knee room almost touches this. I kind of wish these seats were maybe a little better designed so it would give me more knee room. But I guess right now it's kind of fine. As you can see, not crazy spacious, like my head almost touches the roof line. You have a little bit of lights up here too. And again, just to turn them on, you just click the button up here. And that's it. And we have a couple things here. You got some AC here in the center. You can't control it, unfortunately, but you do have it here. You don't have any USB ports or any 12-volt ports. And then you also do, unfortunately, you do have a big transmission tunnel here, which I have seen on the older IS models here as well, too. And jumping onto the center, so you got your armrest here in case you want. You can bring this down, kind of nice. And then you wonder where are the cup holders. There's simply just a button here, and you simply just press it, and it brings your cup holders out. And this doesn't have a ski pass, though you can bring down the seats. And I actually want to show that real quick. I want to bring down the seats just to show there is quite a big hump. So let me just step out of the car, and I kind of just like grab the handle, bring this down, and you'll see the seat comes down. But there is like a big hump here. So if you are going to store anything or maybe something really long, you notice there's a big hump from down here all the way to the center. So I just want to mention that in case you are considering carrying a lot of stuff back there. And I think that finishes up the rear for now. As for the driving part of this car, one of the first things I want to mention is the comfort. These seats are quite comfy, and again, I want to go back to those ventilated seats, which are really nice to have. And I think, again, my cameraman would really agree with that.
I love it. Every car should have it.
Yeah, on like the hot summer days today, like even here in California, and we're not even really passing the hundreds, it's really nice to have. The comfort of the seats are really nice, quite comfortable. The back seats are okay. If you got to carry that fifth adult in the middle, they're gonna be sitting a bit higher than usual, and it might be a little too high. So again, I recommend only for adults. The visibility out of this car, front's fine. You're like at a nice height. Your side view mirrors cover a good ratio of like the rear of the car. You have your blind spot assist, as I mentioned, in the safety systems. And another thing I want to mention is your blind spot. When you look there, you're kind of quite fine too. And another thing to mention is the audio in this car. It's quite nice. Again, it's like a standard 12 speaker system, though you can upgrade it to a 17 speaker system. As for the maneuverability in this car, it's actually quite nice. Like the steering wheel is like pretty good with like the input that I give it. So actually really responsive, and it's like a nice light steering wheel, which is really easy to drive. I kind of like it. I know sporty cars usually have a more aggressive, more torquey needed steering wheel, but this is quite nice. All right, ready?
Yeah.
As for the trend,
I'm sorry. All right, now I'm ready.
As for a quick launch for you guys, so again, I have it in sport mode, so we should be able to hit 5.6. Make some nice noise. And there it is. A little slow, sure, it's on at 5.6 seconds, but it gets the job done. As for my conclusion on the Lexus, I'm a big fan of it for the reason that it's like entry-level luxury. It's quite nice, well reasonably priced. It might not be the fastest. Again, 0 to 60 is 5.6 seconds. The rear is a little small, and maybe the rear seats are a little small too, but for like, let's say 4 adults, you'll probably be more than fine, or maybe you're carrying 3 kids in back, you're probably fine too. The styling on the inside is really nice. The seats are quite comfortable, honestly. The drive is quite comfortable too. A little bit of road noise, but it'd be fine for most of you guys too. All right, and that ends the review. Again, for the Lexus IS 350 F Sport, again in Iridium silver and black NuLuxe interior, odd name. But hope you guys like the review. If you guys can like and subscribe, helps me out a ton. Also, in case maybe you want to see future videos, I'm trying to post weekly, ideally on Fridays though. Right now I'm just shooting for weekly videos. And again, hope you guys like that. And also shoot me some comments down below. Maybe you have some feedback, or maybe you want to see some future cars. There's actually a few cars I really want to do, and kind of just waiting for the right time to get those on. And again, hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time. The maneuverability for the maneuver